What's going on, you guys? My name is Marco Phillips. You're listening to Time to Dominate podcast. Let's go. So here's a daunting question. How do millennials like us leverage the internet to recruit 8 players into our downlines, make a massive impact in the world and their income, while having plenty of time for the other things that do actually matter to us? Well, this podcast is going to be answering those questions. My name is Marco Phillips, and you're listening to Time to Dominate podcast. Hey, what up, you guys? I hope this podcast finds you well. Today, I want to talk about becoming an authority. And this simple hack, simple to do, but it's not easy, but it's simple to do. This simple hack works every single time, and that is, drumroll, publishing. Publishing would give you instant authority on a subject matter, especially if you have a lot of distinctions within that subject matter. Let's speak English, okay? So, for example, whoever controls content controls the thinking and belief. Whoever controls content, aka whoever controls media, controls the thinking and belief on the subject. So, currently in the United States, Mr. Donald Trump is the president, right? And one thing I noticed that he does a lot is what? Is control media, controls content. Everyone has the opinion of him regarding him using media a lot, and Twitter, right? Twitter specifically, to control media, to control content, and he's masterful at this. He is absolutely masterful at this. Regardless of what, political whatever, that I don't. Regardless of that, right? He is masterful at controlling content and controlling media. And guess what? Because he controls content and controls media, he has what? The attention, and therefore, whatever he says gets so much buzz, okay? Gets so much hoorah, either good hoorah or not so good hoorah, right? I think it's one of those things that's kind of inbred in us as human beings, right? To kind of listen to whoever is kind of talking, especially if they know what they're talking about. And when I say distinctions, for example, you take your car to the mechanic, and rather than the mechanic saying, "Hey, you need an oil change," just basic stuff, he says, "Hey, your car needs an oil change." But along with that, looking at this, we're noticing that your air filter also needs changing, and maybe your carbon filter also needs changing. And it tells you why you actually need an oil change. And it says, hey, your car is actually like, on high mileage. So it's over 80,000 miles, for example, right? And he asks you, hey, do you drive a lot of highways? Are you mostly in the city or highways, right? And he says, hey, you would want to maybe get the high mileage because you're driving a lot, and you're on highways a lot, right? So maybe get a thicker kind of oil, maybe get a synthetic oil, so it slow burns, right? And rather than a fast burn like the regular oil, maybe get a synthetic blend. Right? And if he goes in like that versus the guy that's like, oh yeah, just come on in, sounds great, $19.95, it's on sale, versus the guy that tells you that, it's like, man, this guy sounds like he kind of knows what he's doing, I would go to him, right? I would go to him. He's actually giving me information that's actually going to benefit me and trying to make me understand what this is, and telling me which one to actually use, which one is slow burn, which one is regular, which one actually help protect my engine more, which would cause less with corrosion, and he's saying, hey, I would suggest, rotating your tires, making sure this isn't inflamed. Like those distinctions matter. Those little things we call little things, they matter. They matter to me. They matter to the consumer. They can matter to the buyer. Right, guys? The same exact thing. Right. So in your entrepreneur journey right now, in your business, right? How are you controlling media? How are you being looked at as the person that is in authority? Okay. So what are the things that you're simply good at? Whatever it is that you're simply good at, just start publishing about it. Right? Start publishing. I don't care what platform you use. The platform that you use doesn't matter. Allow it be the platform that comes natural to you, that comes maybe a little easier to you, that maybe if you're really good on video, right? If you're really good on video, hey, go ahead and master YouTube, right? Or maybe master Facebook Live. Maybe you like Facebook and you like the mix of audio, video and text, right? They even have some audio in there. Maybe you like that, right? Absolutely. Like, go in and start mastering that, right? And then, or maybe you like Instagram more, right? You like the pictures and the posting and the stories and and the lives, like in the IG stories and IGTV, right? Maybe you like that a little more. Go ahead and master it, right? Start publishing about it. Start talking a little more about it. Guess what this would do for you and your brand? Like, totally take you to the next level. Because whoever controls media and content controls the belief and the thinking of people, right? Now you become the authority figure in your space. Now you become looked at, right, as the authority figure in your space. And this is what is called perceived value versus value that you receive in itself. The value perceived, sometimes it's more important than the value that's actually being given, right? So back to the guy that's doing the oil change. He's doing the same oil change. The value given is the same as the other guy that says, hey, just coming for an oil change, right? However, the perceived value is different. The other guy is saying, hey, just coming for oil changes on sale. He's leveraging only money. Right, it's on sale, and okay, great, like, cool, right? There's no problem. Like, yeah, everyone would take a good sale, no problem. But the other guy is giving perceived value. He's talking more about you, asking you more questions about you, finding out more about your likes. Are you driving on highways? Are you not? Are you in the inner cities? How often are you driving? He's finding more about you, right? And then also at the same time, he's telling you what's best because of what information he's gathered from you, right? He's giving it's perceived value. It's giving you value, but the actuality, all he's still doing is changing your oil. He's changing your oil, yes, but we have perceived value because what? He's actually giving you more information. He's asking you more questions. Yo, this is so big. Once I learned this in this course that I took, right? This course cost me over $1,000 for what I'm sharing to you guys right now for free. Right? It's totally cool, right? Because like the other episode, I hopefully will guilt you to buy something for me if I ever get someone to get on sale, soon or something. And it's such a big deal. It's because guess what? When you become the authority figure, when you're perceived as the authority figure, okay, people just know and trust you a little more. Like, absolutely, you're giving me stuff that I typically would go pay for. Maybe they're not even giving me in other places, and you're giving it to me for free. It's like, hey, listen, man, it's a win-win-win. Maybe down the line, I'll have something then you find enough value. Like, hey, because XYZ has done this to me. XYZ, like, I'll rock with them, right? Carving that space in your mind, that taking up that little space in a noggin, as one of my mentors would say. It is such a big deal. Okay, cool. So action steps, right? How can then, guys, want to know the truth? Like, this is why I started publishing. This is why I started publishing, and I started publishing especially with podcasts. Like, virtually no one in my organization, my upline that I know, upline, downlines, howline, that I know is doing this, right? No one. Could you imagine like the blue ocean? I'm not sure if I'll talk about the blue ocean concept on on this podcast. Yeah, maybe I'll do that. The blue ocean is like just clear blue sky, like it's free, it's open, it's beautiful, right? Versus the red ocean where everyone is, right? And they're just talking and sharing about the same thing over and over again, and it's like whoever can get more blood kind of wins. Like way over here, you can actually like leverage this, right? It's such a big deal. So like whatever you're good at, if you're in a travel company, if you're in a health and wellness, if you're in fitness, if you're in essential oils, if you're in insurance, if you're in whatever it is, whatever entrepreneurship journey that you're in, publishing, like it's such a big deal. It is such a big deal because now you're looked at as the perceived as the authority. Like, hey, if you need this, you go to this person. If you need this, you go to this person. If you need this, you go to this person. If you need this, you go to her. If you need this, you go to him. And insert you as the person that they come to. Big deal. Absolute big deal. Absolutely big deal. Like, it's so dope. So that's the instant way. Yes, there are other ways. There are other ways, absolutely. With like, learning how to market and having funnels and auto recruiting and all the stuff that I've been kind of talking about that I've been putting together, and like some of it is like even up right now, and it's crazy. I recently just had this was like still in like beta mode, right? And I had someone actually go through the funnel. They went through the funnel already. They were like, yeah, like I need this. Like you see some of the stuff that like they actually, because of the questions that I asked, right? I was like, man, like how cool is this? How cool is this? And so publish, right? Publish to become an authority in your space right away. Like after this episode, like once you listen to this, find out exactly, okay, what platform am I good at, right? What platform am I good at? And then from there, go in and start. I actually created like a whole mini course on this stuff. I might just put the link in the show notes where you guys can actually like just go and grab the stuff. I broke down like everything even in more great detail, and even like how to pick your niche market and like just start building your brand and publishing. And I think the first thing I actually started to doing that is break the belief of just the traditional way. Right? Break the belief of the traditional way of just promoting, right? And then I build it up, it builds up to, okay, now you have your brand, and now you can actually start promoting, and you can have a system that actually duplicates people, and you can teach them exactly how to go build their brand, and that's duplication. Like that's a system, right? That's one system. And now I'm telling you, hey, listen, go publish, and you figure out exactly which one works best for you. There's like a whole series of questions you can start asking. You can actually download like the worksheet with it, right? And it's such a big deal. It's such a big deal. Like, so something you could do right away is definitely go grab that, right? Link will be in the show notes. But more importantly, like you can just start publishing. Just publish, and you would become the authority. Like think of like one thing you can with publishing. Just think of like some of the things that most people struggle with, right? And start answering those questions, and just start publishing about that. It would make you stand out right away from the masses, right? And hey, listen, if we all have the same product, the same marketing, the same compensation plan, the same this, the same that, like you got to stand out. You got to stand out so you get noticed, and you become the authority, and people join you, and you give them value, and they can go do the same exact thing and duplicate that. Okay? Hope you guys found value out of this episode. Don't forget, it's your time to dominate. See you at the top. Let's get it. Hey, thank you for listening today. If you found value, please subscribe and leave a review so we can reach others like us searching for a better way on how to use the internet to create leverage and truly dominate. How would you like to stop pitching and start attracting your downline on autopilot? If so, head over to timetodominatepodcast.com and grab the free training and let's go.